The suspected Gilgo Beach serial killer due in court today. Rex Heuermann, the man charged with those murders of 3 women who were killed more than a decade ago, is also the prime suspect now in a 4th killing. Laura Engel live outside the courthouse in Riverhead, New York, with an update on a case that's captivated Long Island residents and the nation for years. Laura.
Good morning. You know, while today's court appearance by Rex Heuermann is considered a conference, not a hearing, we are expecting a key moment to happen inside of the courtroom here behind us this morning. His wife, Asa Ellerup, is expected to be here today for the very first time for one of his legal proceedings. This after her very first jail visit she had with him last week.
This was the first time she's seen Rex in person since he was arrested. I'm sure it was emotional. She was very, anxious up all night long before. And she didn't see her husband almost 4 months. So she wanted to see him in person.
Asa Ellerup's attorney, Robert Macedonia, says his client is now emotionally ready to see her husband in court as he faces charges in the murders of 3 victims in the Long Island serial killer case.
The only thing that she knows about this case is what's reported in the media and what's been told to her by the police department the night that he was arrested. So she has said numerous times she wants to hear and see the evidence as it plays out in the courtroom, not listen to the podcast, not listen to the news media reports, and certainly not listen to Johnny Ray.
The Massapequa home on Long Island, where the couple has lived for decades, is now the center of speculation by some as a place where Heuermann may have brought escorts, some even insinuating that his wife may have been aware of her husband's activities.
Mrs. Ellerup was present in this tiny little home when that occurred. I have a witness, firsthand knowledge of that. The witness refuses to come forward. So the Ellerup family comes forward and says, help us, give us money. What about the victims who were chopped up?
All kinds of people have been saying that she might have known what was going on in the house. She may have been taking part of things that were going on in the house.
She has no part in any of this. She didn't. To say she was home with the children upstairs, these allegations go back 10, 12, 14, 15 years ago. Victoria's 26 years old. So that would put her at 10 years old, 12 years old. To say that you have a prostitute downstairs in your house when you're upstairs with your child, and it's a very small house. There are no soundproof rooms, contrary to what was reported in the media, is absolutely ludicrous. It makes no sense. It just never happened.
And it's important to note Rex Heuermann has pleaded not guilty in this case. And as you mentioned there at the top, he is the prime suspect for a 4th victim. There are, of course, many more victims in the Long Island serial killer case. The court proceedings expected to get started in just about an hour. So we'll wait to see not only about Rex Heuermann's wife being inside of the courtroom. Last time we were here, we saw victims' family members inside of the courtroom as well. We'll bring you more as we get it here in Riverhead. Back to you.
Laura, and also, too, that attorney speaking about how small the house is, you have to wonder, how did he get away with it? What was happening if it wasn't a soundproof room? Oh, my gosh, so many questions.
Right.
Okay. Go ahead. No, I want you to say what you want to. What were you going to say just now?
Well, what I was going to say is that, the idea of this soundproof room, I think that it's been alleged because there is a gun safe that Rex Heuermann had. We know that he had a lot of guns, over 200 guns in that house. So he had this very large gun safe in the basement. Is that the soundproof room that people are talking about? That is something that is going to come to light here in court. And one of the key notes that Robert Macedonia made there is that his wife doesn't know a lot about the case. It's what she's been hearing. So she wants to be here inside of the courtroom where all of this is going to be discussed today at this conference between the judge and the attorneys. And that is definitely something that has been talked about in this case. And we just don't know if that's what they're referencing, if it's the gun safe or if there's something else. But we'll find out as this case moves forward.
Right. And I know you'll bring it to us. Thank you so much, Laura. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.